Namaskar. Chapter 6, verse 5 of the Bhagavad Gita is perhaps one of the most quoted, yet least understood. Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva yatmano bandhuhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. A quite literal translation would be, lift yourself by your own self, do not degrade yourself. For the self alone is your friend and the self alone is your enemy. Now the second half of the verse says, your self can be your greatest friend and that very self can become your worst enemy. But let's sit with that for a moment. In reality, most of humanity does not operate from the self. Wait, it doesn't even know of the self. We operate either from the whims of the mind or the discernment of the intellect. Rarely, if ever, from a harmonious balance of both. And more often than not, we are simply reacting to the restless, impatient, demanding voice of the mind. So for most of us, the idea that the self is our friend or enemy is still quite far away. Let's make this practical then. Replace the word self with mind. Your own mind can be your greatest ally or your most formidable enemy. Does that make a little bit more sense now? Because for the most part, the mind is driving our life after all. Whether you approach the Bhagavad Gita from a material lens or a spiritual one, Krishna brings us back again and again to one foundational truth. Mastery of the mind is not optional. It is a prerequisite. Arjuna pleads in the Bhagavad Gita. The mind is as difficult to control as the wind. O Mahabaho, O mighty armed Krishna. And Krishna agrees, but he does not stop there. He goes on to assert, though difficult, it is not impossible. One can harness the mind through abhyasa, consistent practice, and vairagya, intelligent abstinence from its usual, heretofore destructive mode of functioning. Now here is where we must understand something subtle but crucial. The power to discern and hold back, or the will to practice a higher way of life, are not even the functions of the mind. They are the functions of the intellect, the buddhi. The mind is like a child. I want this now, I don't care how. And like any child, it cannot be suppressed into silence. It has to be guided, educated, raised, step by step, moment by moment. There are many methods spoken of to harness the mind in the Bhagavad Gita, in other scriptures too, and across all spiritual paths. But one of the simplest and most powerful, if done consistently, is to speak to your own mind, to sit in silence and begin a dialogue within. This is exactly what Manache Shlok offer. A direct, uncompromising, deeply philosophical conversation, not with God or the powers that be as other hymns usually do, but with your own mind. Composed by Swami Samarth Ramdas, the revered guru of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, these 205 verses are direct and clear instructions to the mind. I was 10 when my stepmother entered my life and with unthinkable atrocities began quite literally dismantling my mind. And strangely, ironically, it was she, in a fit of unbridled rage, who a few years later thrusted an audio cassette of Manache Shlok into my hands and barked, "Shik yajatun kahitari," meaning, learn something from this. Naman. Truly God works in mysterious ways. With one hand, he destroys. With the other, he saves. Hai na? Ya paschati, sa paschati. If you see, you see. From the very first time I listened to the Manache Shlok, something within me shifted. I did not understand every word back then because the Marathi was too difficult. But the intonation, the energy, it held me. Every time I spiraled, whether from pain, confusion, loss, even something as devastating as the merciless murder of our dog Snowy, I would promptly seek refuge in the sanctity of the Manache Shlok. And each time, unfailingly, my mind was lifted. Today, when life has come full circle, And all those experiences have finally begun to make sense. The meaning of these verses, which I once did not understand, now call me to go deeper and to share them. So I have chosen to share one verse from Manache Shlok every Monday very consciously. In our tradition, Monday is associated with the moon, Chandra, the ruler of the mind. So more than a mere posting schedule, this is my personal sadhana, a weekly return to sit with my mind, to observe it, to guide it, and slowly to befriend it. And perhaps in its wake, help you do the same too. Because try as we may, we cannot control the mind. But as Krishna promises, we can transform it from an enemy into a friend. And perhaps that is where any beautiful journey, material or spiritual, truly begins. Until next week, Krishna Arpanam Astu.